everybody, my name is Beck. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be going through my March TBR. Is it a little bit late? Yes. But have I been really busy and stressed out? Oh, so yes. It's going to be a little bit more realistic this month because I just simply do not have time. And these are suggestions for myself, and if you're interested in any of the books that I'm showing here in today's video, let me know. We can discuss about it. Maybe you can tell me more about it, because I feel like I'm lost half of the time every single time I go out and buy a book. There was a couple of releases that came out this month that I really wanted to read, but unfortunately I don't think I have the time unless I buy the audio book and crank it up to 2x speed. So the very first book I got was Archer's Voice by Mira Sheridan. It comes with the exclusive extended epilogue, and I won't be reading the story. I actually have read the story. I am conflicted about it because there are parts where I was like, I understand why people would rate this story at 5 stars, and I did have some issues with some part of the story. If you read the book, let me know how you feel towards it. But the only reason why I wanted to read this particular book is because I haven't read the extended epilogue. I listened to the audiobook originally. It was on my Hoopla app, which is connected to my library, but they took it out 3 days later, so I don't know where it went, but I'm glad I got a chance to actually listen to the story. For this one, I'm just gonna read the extended epilogue, which is what I did for a couple of the books that I have read in the past that was available as an audiobook format. A lot of the times extended epilogues are only in physical book formats released later on in Australia and the UK and whatnot. That should be really easy to accomplish. Here's to hoping. And the second book that I really want to read is Not the Witch You Wed by April Asher. I was saving this for this year's Halloween. But the thing is, I did get an audio arc for the second book, so I would like to read this first before I attempt the second book, which I need to go and check what the arc is about. The arc is Not Your Ex's Hexes by April Asher once again. It's gonna be released out soon, so I would like to read this as soon as possible, but I am pretty slow when it comes to reading a physical book. I'm more motivated if it's ebooks. It's just a lot easier to read on the Kindle. I love my Kindle. Unfortunately my book, this particular book, came in damaged. It's a little bit squashed over here. I don't know if you can see it. The lights are really blinding at the moment because I'm filming this at almost 11 p.m. at night, and I decided to slap on some makeup and hope for the best. But I feel really bad because I left this video to almost the midway point of the month, and here I am filming. But the next book I really want to read is Being We High from Delight by Lucy Score. I have read the first book in the series, which is Things We Never Got Over. I have the audiobook. I originally read it on Kindle Unlimited, but they took it out. But I have said previously that I did not like the first book because of the main male lead. Please don't come for me. It's just a personal gripe I had with certain things he said, but I did enjoy the banter. I did enjoy some aspects of the book, and I am interested to see this one and where it leads, because I didn't think it'll be the brother of the main male lead from the previous book, which is Knox, and this one's Nash, and it's based in small town romance. And I think Lena, if I'm not mistaken, is Knox's ex, but I don't remember if it's this Lena, because I was under the impression it will be a second chance romance. I think that's the third book, which comes out in September, and I'm thinking about pre-ordering that because that story I'm more interested in, and it's a purple cover. As you can probably tell, it's a really thick book, just like the first book, and my copy unfortunately came in a little bit damaged. I don't know if you can see it because I am cranking that light to maximum, so I don't appear to be half dead, but I am because I'm really tired. But yeah, it came in damaged unfortunately. I think I'm just gonna buy the audiobook. I do have an Audible credit. I'm just gonna have to use it because this is such a chunky book. Now I'm gonna go through my ARCs and ebooks and Kindle Unlimited. Yes. Did I cancel my Kindle Unlimited last month? Yes. But you know what happened? I was scrolling through Instagram and they were advertising that they were giving away 2 months of Kindle Unlimited for free. I didn't think it'll work because I have been using Kindle Unlimited for a while. It's usually for new customers, but it works. So if you ever see an ad, make sure it's the legitimate Amazon Kindle Unlimited. Don't just click on any random link. Clicked on the ad, it works. And now I have 2 additional months on Kindle Unlimited for free. It's gonna go downhill from now. But I did realize that the moment I canceled my Kindle Unlimited subscription, my reading just went down. But I was also like really stressed out of my mind and I didn't want to read. It's definitely a motivation. The audiobook arc that I have is The Wrong Match by Sarah Jane Woodley. I haven't read the first book yet, so I'm gonna have to find it on, I think it's on Kindle Unlimited, and read that first. Then I can actually listen to audiobooks. I need to stop requesting books that are the second book of the series. I just don't know. Like, whenever I see it, I think it's a standalone, and it turns out it's not when I like add it on my TBR on Goodreads. And I'm like, oh no. The other arc that I have is Every Wish Way by Shannon Bright. That's an ebook arc. And I also have Of Love and Forge by Carly Spade. And another one I had for a while is Cards of Fate by A.R. Kingston. I don't know what the first two is about. I think I was looking for anything that was paranormal or fantasy related in the romance section, and I requested it. And the last one which I mentioned was Card of Fate by A.R. Kingston. That one I'm kind of reluctant to read because I've been reading the reviews and it does talk about some aspects that are triggering to me, so I don't think I'm gonna read it anytime soon. The overall aspects of the story sounds really interesting. I'm pretty sure I have more arcs that I have to read, but these are my top priorities because they're not technically due, but I'll just like to read them before the release date or like within the first week of the release date. And plus I have like so many other things that I have to do that I feel bad for requesting it. I had every intention of reading it. I had a lot more free time 3 weeks ago before everything happened, and now I'm just like, oh no, like what am I gonna do now? These are the books that I really want to read, but I think it is plausible if I just give it like a Friday night, a Saturday and a Sunday. It's doable. I don't know why there's an airplane like flying right now at like almost 11 p.m. at night, but if you're wondering what that background noise is, it's a plane. Speaking of which, I really want to read, I finally got my copy of Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, rotating back to like all the physical books. I don't think I have time to read this, but this might be a potential. The general consensus that I get from people describing this book is there isn't a lot of plot going on. A relationship between a figure skater and a hockey player to give you a vibe of what is going on. I don't know if I spoke about this, but this is like small town romance, and I think the male lead is, from memory, he is a cop. Not sure about the girl, but I think she's like a pretty successful businesswoman, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm getting the characters mixed up. This one is a witch and a werewolf shifter. So I think like billionaire romance between like a wolf shifter, paranormal romance. It's really hard to describe Archer's voice because it is a... How do you describe this book? But it talks about some really heavy topic. I really, really want to read these books, but I don't know if it's possible. Well, this one's definitely possible because I just want to read the extended exclusive epilogue. Okay, in terms of my Kindle Unlimited, I only got it back yesterday, so I haven't been like re-downloading all the books that I previously had. But I am currently rereading Unbroken Bonds by Jay Bree. The only reason I'm doing that is because the audiobook is finally out. I originally read it on Kindle Unlimited. I thought about buying the physical book, but it's like way too expensive, so I just had to give that up. This is the last book of the series. Do I love the series? Not particularly, but there's something addictive about it that I just keep going back to it once in a while. So for the month of February, I have been reading. I feel like I wasn't, but now that I think about it, I was just rereading a lot of stuff that I have previously read. And that's why I feel like I'm not progressing in my Goodreads like reading goal, which is like 300, which I am not gonna hit this year because life changes, life updates and whatnot. I'm also currently rereading Lords of Destra by Ella Blake, the 5th book, and the 6th book I'm gonna wait for the audiobook to come out. I'm almost done with Destined for the Alien Lord, and I'm going to definitely read Ensnared by the Alien Lord, which comes out in a couple of days. I pre-ordered the audiobook. I'm just so happy that I got my Kindle Unlimited subscription back, which means I can get audiobooks at a discounted rate. I am back to my shenanigans. I also like ran straight to Ruby Dixon, Rajal's Resonance. I was like so sad that my subscription for Kindle Unlimited ended before I could like read the story, and the moment I got it back, that was the first book that I downloaded. I heard it's like really stressful, but I'm looking forward to like the new series by Ruby Dixon. I love her. And finally, I downloaded A Soul to Touch by Opal Renee. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, sorry in advance. I read the first two. I really liked the first one. The second one was okay. I don't know, a lot of people like the second one. Now that I think about it, I actually preferred the first book, but the second one wasn't bad. And the third book has like Asian rep, monster romance. Enough said. I really enjoyed the first two because they're more of the fluffy variety, which I like. Actually, can I really say fluffy? It's kind of gruesome at the same time. I'm just so happy that I got my Kindle Unlimited back so I can read these stories that I've been meaning to. It's only for 2 months, which is like long enough for me to hopefully download and get everything done, and hopefully I get another deal. But 2 months for free, Kindle Unlimited. Slay. Anyway, that's it for today. That's all the book that I intend to read in the month of February. I don't know, I might go off a tangent. I always do, and I feel like every single time like I show a book in one of these videos, I just don't end up reading it. But hopefully I actually follow through this month because I desperately want to read these books. I think I've rambled long enough. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. If you have anything you'd like to say to me, hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more content from me, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Before I forget, I was gonna do like a cutesy reading vlog video, but I don't think I have time to post about it, so I'm just gonna show it. I went to the Aesop's. You're like, Aesop's? What's that got to do with books? It is full of dust. But Aesop's does this thing where they give out a free book every year during like the Pride month. So all these books are from LGBTQ plus QA plus authors based in Australia and New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken. If I missed a character, I'm so sorry. But the book that I picked out was Shelter by Douglas Lloyd Jenkins. I think he is a New Zealand architect, if I'm not mistaken. And you also get like a couple of samples from Aesop's. If you're familiar with this brand, you know their stuff is expensive, so I was really happy with the freebies that I got and the free book. Oh yeah, they also gave me this bookmark, and you can scan the QR code to see like what books they were giving out. I wanted a different book, but unfortunately on the day that I was like walking by, I think it rotates like once in a while. It went on from like the 22nd of February to like 1st of March. And there was like a massive queue. I did cut the queue by mistake and I felt really bad, so I walked all the way back because I didn't know the way that the queue system was going. It was embarrassing. I went with my friend Beatrix and she got this book. I asked her for a photo and I'm just like so happy for it. And Beatrix also helped me get like an art from Hachette Australia. It was like an event that I could not attend because it's a Thursday. Like I can't just go out on a Thursday to grab it. I was like really busy. So I got a bunch of samples. And yeah, it was the Aesop's Queer City Guide celebrating LGBTQIA plus spaces and experience. That's what it's called. I don't know when I'll be reading this, but very pretty. I chose this book because it's romance and that's all I care about. I tend to read and gravitate towards romance. I wouldn't have minded some of the other books on the list, but unfortunately it wasn't there, so I just settled for I think there was like one more book that was like centered around the genre romance, but between that one and this one I chose this one simply because it looked really cute. Like I had a hard time picking a book, but it was free and yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.